What's up, Broncos country? Are you ready for what's about to go down in Las Vegas? Because I'll tell you something. What the Broncos are going to do to the Raiders this Sunday isn't just another game. It's a statement. It's a message. And believe me, that message is going to echo throughout the entire league. But before I reveal the 3 secrets that will guarantee this victory, you need to understand how big this moment is. Stick with me until the end, because what's coming will give you chills. Look at the situation. The Broncos are rolling into Las Vegas with 10 wins and only 2 losses on the season. 10 wins, family. And more than that, we're talking about a team that's on a 10-game winning streak. 10. When was the last time you saw the Broncos dominating like this? Exactly. And on the other side, the Raiders are drowning with 2 wins and 10 losses. Coming off a 31-14 beatdown by the Chargers, it's their nightmare against the dream we're living. But make no mistake, this game isn't just another one on the schedule. This game is about reaffirming dominance. It's about sending a clear message to the entire AFC. The Broncos didn't come to play around. And you know what makes it even more special? If we win this matchup, we'll complete our 2nd consecutive sweep of the Raiders. That's right, we'll go 2-0 against them in the regular season for the first time since 2014. Let that sink in for a second. Since 2014. Now, let's put into context what happened in the last meeting between these 2 teams. Back in Week 10, the Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7 on a Thursday night. That was, let's be honest, kind of bureaucratic. It was a choppy game, full of penalties, more like trench warfare than football. But you know what? A win is a win, and a win over the Raiders tastes even sweeter, no matter how it comes. But this Sunday's game promises to be different. Why? Because the Broncos are flying high after that epic 27-26 victory over the Commanders in overtime on Sunday Night Football. Bo Nix played lights out. The defense held when it needed to, and the team showed it has the heart of a champion. Meanwhile, the Raiders are dragging themselves around, trying to find some light at the end of the tunnel. Spoiler, there's no light waiting for them. And there's more. The Broncos are currently the 2nd-best team in the AFC, trailing only the Patriots, who have 11 wins and 2 losses. But the Patriots are on bye this week, which means we have the opportunity to keep applying pressure, to keep showing we deserve to be at the top. Every game matters. Every win brings us closer to that ultimate goal, securing a playoff spot and, who knows, fighting for the top seed in the conference. So, Denver Broncos family, what do the Broncos need to do to guarantee this victory in Las Vegas and extend this magical streak to 10 straight wins? I'm going to tell you right now the 3 secrets, the 3 keys that will unlock the doors to this victory. And look, these aren't simple secrets. These are strategies, details, things that make all the difference between a good team and a championship team. Let's start with our quarterback, with the guy who's carrying this team on his back, Bo Nix. But it's not about him pulling off another 4th-quarter comeback. It's not about him having to save the team again. It's about something much more important, something that will define whether we're going to control this game from start to finish or if we're going to have to depend on miracles again. Bo Nix is coming off an impressive performance against the Commanders. 321 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and most importantly, the overtime victory. The guy is showing week after week that he has a strong arm, surgical precision, and increasingly better footwork. That's 2,742 passing yards this season, 19 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in 12 games. Solid numbers for a quarterback in his 2nd season in the league. And it doesn't stop there. Bo Nix is also a threat with his legs, 229 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and an average of 4.4 yards per carry. 14 first downs gained with his own legs. The guy is complete. And you know what's most impressive? He's already led 8 4th-quarter comebacks in just 29 career games, with 6 this season alone. 9 game-winning drives. The kid is clutch. He's decisive when the game is on the line. But here's the crucial point, Broncos country. And pay attention to this. As exciting as comebacks are, as cool as it is to see Bo Nix saving the day in the final minutes, that's not what we're going to need against the Raiders. You know why? Because the secret to dominating this game lies in something much simpler and more fundamental: time of possession control. Check out this stat. Of the 12 games the Broncos have played this season, they won the time of possession battle in 9 of them. 9! And guess what our winning streak number is? Also 10. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now look at the 2 losses we suffered. Against the Colts in Week 2 and against the Chargers in Week 3. In both games, we lost the time of possession battle. And you know that game against the Texans in Week 9 that we won with a last-second field goal? We also lost time of possession, but we managed to win on the details. The correlation is clear. It's obvious. When the Broncos control the ball, when they maintain possession longer, the chances of victory skyrocket. And this isn't just about the offense. It's about keeping our defense rested. It's about not giving the opponent chances to build rhythm. It's about dictating the pace of the game from start to finish. So what does Bo Nix need to do against the Raiders? He needs to dominate the clock. He needs to lead long, time-consuming drives that eat up the clock and leave the Raiders' defense on the field until they're exhausted. He needs to mix efficient running game with passes that keep the chains moving. He needs to make those smart plays where he runs out of bounds to stop the clock when necessary, but also knows when to stay in bounds to let time run off. That's the recipe. We don't need heroics in the final seconds. We need methodical execution, sustained drives, consistent first downs. When you control possession, you reduce the risks of momentum swings, decrease the chances of turnovers, and most importantly, you stick a knife in the opponent's heart. They're standing there on the sideline, watching our offense command, knowing that every minute that passes is one less minute for them to try to react. And against a broken team like the Raiders, that's devastating. It's humiliating. It's the kind of thing that makes a team give up before the third quarter even ends. Bo Nix has the tools. He has the arm. He has the legs. He has the game intelligence. Now it's about using those tools to control the game from start to finish. If you're true Broncos country, subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss a single play. Hit that notification bell because every week there's new content, deep analysis, and everything you need to know about the Denver Broncos family. Now, let's move to the second secret, and this one will make any defense fan's mouth water. Let's talk about what our defensive line is going to do to the Raiders' pathetic offensive line. Remember the last game between the Broncos and Raiders back in Week 10? Their quarterback at the time was limping, was broken, completed only 16 of 26 passes for 143 yards and an interception. The guy left the field looking like he'd been run over by a truck. And since that game, you know what happened? He's been sacked 19 more times in the last 3 games. 19 sacks in 3 games, people. That's an average of over 6 sacks per game. Currently, the Raiders have already allowed 46 sacks on the season. 46 in 12 games. That's an average of 3.8 sacks per game, which is the second worst mark in the entire league. Meanwhile, guess who leads the NFL in sacks? That's right, family, the Denver Broncos, with 51 sacks on the season. Let me translate this for you. It's like putting a cardboard offense against a steel defense. It's like throwing sheep into a den of wolves. Our defensive line must be salivating at this opportunity to inflate their sack numbers even more. And there's one guy in particular who needs to be mentioned here, Nick Bonito. The linebacker is having the season of his life. Last week against the Commanders, he made that absurd deflection that prevented the 2-point conversion and secured the victory for the Broncos. But it doesn't stop there. The guy has 10.5 sacks on the season, tied for the 6th most sacks in the entire NFL. 10.5. And the season isn't even over yet. Imagine what Bonito is going to do against this Raiders offensive line that's completely decimated. They're dealing with multiple injuries. They've had to make several rotations during the season. They have an interim offensive coordinator trying to hold the pieces together. It's the perfect scenario for our defense to have a party, and it's not just Bonito. Our entire defensive front is playing at an extremely high level. They have chemistry, they have synchronization, they know when to run stunts, when to blitz, when to simply dominate one-on-one. Sean Payton and Vance Joseph, our defensive coordinator, are going to put together a game plan that will expose every weakness of this Raiders offensive line. Think about it. If we can get their quarterback out of rhythm from the start, if we can force him to get rid of the ball quickly, if we can put him on the ground repeatedly, what happens? He gets scared. He starts seeing ghosts. He starts making rushed decisions. And when a quarterback is like that, it's only a matter of time before he commits a critical error, a turnover that completely changes the game. The Raiders are in a downward spiral. They've lost 6 straight games. Morale is rock bottom. Confidence is shaken. And now they're going to face the best pass rush defense in the entire league with an offensive line that can barely protect the quarterback for 3 seconds. It's the perfect recipe for a massacre. Broncos country, can you visualize it? Sack after sack, constant pressure. The quarterback running for his life on every snap. That's what's going to happen. And every time he goes down, every time he eats turf on that Las Vegas field, it'll be another nail in the Raiders' coffin. It'll be another confirmation that they have no chance against us. Our defense has to unleash all the pent-up fury. They have to show why they're the best in the league in sacks. They have to make this game an example, a warning to all the other teams in the conference. Don't mess with the Broncos. Don't test our defensive line, because the consequences will be brutal. Now let's move to the third and final secret, and this one involves one of the most exciting players of our season, R.J. Harvey. You guys remember when our starting running back suffered that terrible injury a month ago, ironically against the Raiders themselves? It was a moment of concern. Everyone wondered, how will the offense function without him? Who's going to carry the ball? Who's going to be that reliable player to gain important yards? Enter R.J. Harvey, the second-round rookie that fans nicknamed Quadzilla back in training camp because of the giant thighs the guy has. It looks like he has tree trunks instead of legs, and since taking over the starting role a month ago, the kid simply hasn't missed. Look at the numbers, 8 touchdowns in the last 9 games. 8. Last Sunday night against the Commanders, Harvey had 16 touches, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's showing he's not just a runner. No, the kid knows how to catch too. Total versatility. On the season, he's got 279 rushing yards, averaging 3.8 yards per carry, and 4 rushing touchdowns. As a receiver, 31 receptions for 222 yards and 4 more touchdowns through the air. In total, that's 23 first downs the guy has earned. And you know what's even more impressive? In 105 touches this season, R.J. Harvey hasn't fumbled once. Not once, family. That's ball security. That's a player who understands the importance of every possession. Now, let's look at what he's going to face in Las Vegas. The Raiders have the 16th ranked defense in the league, allowing 323.3 yards per game. In the running game specifically, they allow 110.8 yards per game. And the Broncos? We're producing 119.3 yards per game on the ground, 14th best rushing attack in the league. See where I'm going with this? Harvey has the tools. He has an opposing defense that can be exploited. And most importantly, he has the complete trust of Sean Payton. The coach is using Harvey in every way possible. Runs between the tackles, outside runs, passes in the flat, deeper receiving routes. The guy is being utilized as a true modern, complete running back. And here's the crucial point. When Harvey is producing, when he's consistently gaining yards both on the ground and through the air, he opens up everything for the rest of the offense. The safeties have to come down to help against the run, which leaves our wide receivers in one-on-one situations out there. The linebackers get stuck at the line trying to stop Harvey, which opens up spaces in the middle of the field for passes. It's a domino effect. Against the Raiders, especially with this defense that's already beaten up and demoralized after 6 straight losses, Harvey has everything to have a dominant game. Think about the possibilities. He can break a big run right on the first drive, establish the tone, show the Raiders that we're going to control the game on the ground. He can make those important receptions on third downs, keeping drives alive. He can be the hammer that simply crushes any hope the Raiders still have. And don't forget, we're heading to Las Vegas, to the desert, where the climate is different, where the environment is different. But you know who doesn't care about that? A powerful running back like Harvey. The guy is built to punish defenses. Those giant thighs aren't just for show in photos, they're work tools. They're what allows him to break tackles, push defenders, gain those extra yards after contact. Sean Payton trusts Harvey. The offensive line trusts Harvey. Bo Nix trusts Harvey. And Broncos country trusts him too. So when we get to Vegas this Sunday, you can expect to see number 12 getting a heavy volume of touches. You can expect to see him doing the dirty work, gaining those tough yards, moving the chains, eating the clock, and scoring touchdowns. What's up, Broncos country? Are you feeling the energy for this game? Can you visualize what's going to happen when these three elements come together? Bo Nix controlling time of possession, commanding long, efficient drives. Our defensive line destroying the Raiders' offensive line, sacking the quarterback repeatedly, forcing mistakes. And R.J. Harvey dominating on offense, whether on the ground or through the air, opening up the game for everyone. That's the plan. That's the recipe to not just beat the Raiders, but to make a statement. To show that the Broncos aren't just on a good run, we're building something special. We're becoming the kind of team that nobody wants to face in the playoffs. And look at the moment we're in. December has arrived. The final stretch of the season is here. Every game now carries double weight. It's not just about winning. It's about how you win. It's about sending messages. It's about building momentum that you'll carry into the postseason. The Broncos have everything to do exactly that against the Raiders. We have the quarterback who's maturing every week. We have the best pass rush defense in the league. We have a rookie running back who plays with the confidence of a 10-year veteran. We have a coach in Sean Payton who knows exactly how to exploit an opponent's weaknesses. We have a team that believes, that fights, that never gives up. And on the other side, the Raiders are fragmented. They're dealing with injuries, with coaching staff changes, with a 6-game losing streak that destroyed whatever confidence they had at the beginning of the season. They're going into this game knowing they'll probably lose, and when a team enters the field with that mentality, it's over. The game ends before it even begins. But we can't underestimate anyone, family. This is NFL football. Anything can happen. A fumble at the wrong time, an interception at a crucial moment, an unexpected injury. All of this can change a game in seconds. So the Broncos need to enter focused. They need to execute the game plan perfectly. They need to play the full 60 minutes. If we do that, if we follow these three keys, time of possession control, domination in the pass rush, and effective use of R.J. Harvey, this victory is ours. And it won't be just another victory. It'll be the 10th consecutive win. It'll be the second straight sweep of the Raiders. It'll be another step toward that top spot in the AFC. Broncos country, do you realize the greatness of what we're building here? It's not just about this season. It's about establishing a winning culture. It's about showing the young players on our roster what it means to be a Bronco. It's about bringing back that mystique, that fear opponents used to have when they had to come play against us. And you know what makes all this even better? We're doing this together. You, the fans, are a fundamental part of this. Even when the team is playing on the road, even when we're there in Las Vegas in enemy territory, your energy, your support, reaches the players. They feel it. They know they have an entire family rooting for them. So when this game starts on Sunday, when Bo Nix takes the field for the first snap, when our defense lines up for the first play, remember, we're not just watching a game. We're witnessing the building of something special. We're seeing a team that was down, that was underestimated, that many thought had no chance to compete, transform into one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC. And the Raiders? They'll just be another victim on this journey. Another team that will learn the hard way that you don't mess with the Broncos. Another opponent that will leave the field knowing they faced something special. 10 straight wins. Think about that. When was the last time the Broncos had a streak like this? It's been years of suffering, years of frustrating seasons, years of watching other division teams dominate. But now it's us. Now it's our turn. And we're not going to waste this opportunity. Every snap matters. Every play matters. Every decision by Bo Nix, every tackle by our defense, every yard gained by Harvey, all of it accumulates. All of it builds towards something bigger. And in the end, when the clock hits 0 and the Broncos have more points on the scoreboard, we'll celebrate another victory, another step toward the playoffs. Another chapter in this magical season. The Raiders can try, they can even come up with some elaborate game plan. But the truth is simple. They don't have the tools, they don't have the talent, they don't have the confidence to compete with the Broncos right now. They'll take the field already mentally defeated, already knowing they're heading to 6 straight losses, and will probably finish the season with 3 or 4 wins at most. Meanwhile, we'll take the field with a clear objective. Dominate from the first to the last second. Don't give chances. Don't relax. Execute the game plan with surgical precision and leave Las Vegas with another convincing victory. And you, Broncos country, will be with us every step of the way. You'll be screaming in front of the TV. You'll be wearing orange and blue with pride. You'll be sharing every incredible play on social media. Because that's what a family does. We celebrate together. We suffer together. And we win together. So get ready. Sunday is coming, and when it arrives, we're going to show the entire world why the Denver Broncos are one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL right now. We're going to show that this winning streak isn't luck. It's talent. It's execution. It's the will to win. It's the result of a team that bought into the idea, that believes in the process, and that's willing to do whatever it takes to achieve greatness. Las Vegas, get ready. The Broncos are coming. And you're not going to like what happens. So, Denver Broncos family, what do you think? Are you confident for this game? Do you believe we're going to get that 10th straight win? Which of these 3 points do you think is most important? Comment down below. I want to know each one of your opinions. Drop a like if you're as pumped as I am for this matchup. Share this video with all your friends who are Broncos country, because this is the kind of content we need to spread. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single moment of this historic season. Until the next video, and let's go all out. Broncos country. Let's go get that 11th.